G'day, we're Keza and Steve. We've swapped the daily grind for the big lap. 12 months in our Ford Everest and off-road caravan with our spoilt furry child, Nala. It's all about adventure before dementia. Making memories one magical campsite at a time. Please follow us along on our journey.
This is our camp at Port Perry RV Park. CA Park costs $15 for the night. Just staying here for the one night and then moving on to Port Augusta tomorrow.
We're in Port Augusta now. Just come out to the west side water tower. So this is the top of the water tower. We stayed at the Shoreline Caravan Park in Port Augusta. Cost was about $40 a night and there was plenty of room. Just taking a walk along the front of the caravan park. Shoreline Caravan Park in Port Augusta. Very top of the Spencer Golf out here. Train track on the other side there. There's a lot of very long trains moving through there most of the night last night. Flinders Ranges. It's a beautiful sunrise this morning too. Standing at Matthew Flinders Lookout, looking over the Flinders Ranges. It's what, 10 to 11 and it's already past 40 degrees. Heat haze is making it a little bit difficult to see the ranges today, but it's going to be a hot one. We visited the Wadlata Outback Centre. It told the story of the local Indigenous people and the early pioneers of the area.
So we've left Port Augusta. Forecast today for Port Augusta is 49 degrees. The car at 12:30 it is now told us it's already 50 degrees. We're heading out of town towards Whyalla now. As soon as we leave Port Augusta, the countryside just changed. We're now in the red desert arid area, whereas before it was very much whiter and greener and a lot of grain fields, but now it's just arid open areas. Here at Whyalla Beach, Whyalla Jetty, tide is obviously out at the moment. You can smell the sulphur smell from the algae. Apparently it's safe to swim in, or so the government tells us. Or the signs the government put out tell us anyway. And this is the jetty. I think it's built more for fishing and sightseeing more than anything else. Pretty cool, isn't it? There's one of the sliding bars that's accessible fishing. There's a dolphin down there, but he's just ducked down as soon as I turn on the camera. No, he's not going to come up for the camera, is he? Is he? Oh, there he is. Yep, there he is.
If you can.
All right.
Yeah,
You ready?
throw an overhand down.
Nice throw.
That was a good throw. Very nice.
All right,
Very nice.
round 2.
Round 2. Ready?
Yeah, we've had so much fun just feeding the dolphin.
Yeah. You go.
Oh, puppy.
I can see them underneath there, yeah. There they are. How cool is that? 6. Yep.
Oh my days. I got
How cool is that?
All right, where are they?
We are at Cowell Jetty and Marina. Staying at the Cowell RV Park for the night, $15 a night.
4 minutes out of town.
4 minutes out of town. Can't complain about that.
And
Pretty,
it's gorgeous.
it is gorgeous. Yeah. Pretty empty looking marina. Nice little jetty. Ray back there wasn't quite clear enough to pick up on the camera. And the kids that just left the jetty said there's a couple of dolphins out here. And they caught some crabs. None big enough, but they caught about 9 crabs. So we've left Cowell, we're heading towards Port Lincoln. Found this little town called Arno Bay. Just calling in here to have a look. Much cooler today than yesterday. It's at 25 degrees, it's forecast top today. It actually hit 50 in Port Augusta yesterday. And it was about 38 at Cowell when we got there. So, oops. Should be a much nicer day. This is a little place called Tumby Bay, about halfway between Cowell and Lincoln. Karen's going to regret that later when Nala's smelly in the back seat of the car and full of sand. Front Mums. Look at the wind, it's shocking. We just called into Tumby Bay, beautiful little spot, nice jetty there, a lot of street art, wall art, and a bit of silo art there. I was just saying that the road designers in this area must have been pretty lazy. I think they put a dot at point A and a dot at point B and drew a straight line between them. Roads are just so straight and long.
It's been windy today.
And it's very, very windy today. We are at Coffin Bay National Park. Just wandering up to a look out here. Beautiful spot. So far from what we've seen. Oh, look at that. Glad we stopped here to look at this. Look at that. Okay, it's not a little bit clearer. Wow. About to walk into Almonte Beach here in Coffin Bay National Park. Not sure what to expect, but the girl at the caravan park told us we should come and have a look, so that's what we're going to do. Oh my God! Over this wind, but that is spectacular. We did an oyster tour out to one of the oyster leases on Coffin Bay. This was a great tour. We had a really good time and there was only 6 of us on the boat.
Easiest way to put them on is you've got shoes and socks on, you just take your shoes and socks off, sit down. And I've got the twin V8
We put on waders and ventured out into the water. We learnt all about the oyster growing process and how it differed in Coffin Bay to other areas.
And all the fish shops and everything else only want to give us $1 a dozen, so we said we're not playing that game. So hang on to that one at 18 months, then frank.
Oh, wow.
So he's 8 years old, he's still growing, he's still all that. I'm going to eat him when I retire, and a really good way to take this photo. It's a total fisherman's speech, I love it. So I'll be running really close like that. Got my rod out like that, and stick it in your head.
I wouldn't weigh it on an electronic scale. From there, everything's done by weight. From there, we can work out our density ratio, and I can say 87 grams.
Karen is not usually a fan of raw oysters. Watching her taste these was priceless. On the way back, we got a close-up view of the sea lions and the seals in the area. We are at Elliston on our way to Woolshed Cave Campground. Just called in for morning tea, reading about the shipwrecks and a bit of information about the area. We are walking out on the Elliston Jetty. I think I said before this was Elliston Bay, it's actually Waterloo Bay according to the signage. Still, what a nice spot. One that wasn't on our map, had no idea it was here, and just call in looking for a coffee and stumble upon something like this. We are at the Carlton Bakehouse, going to grab some bread and some bread rolls. In the middle of nowhere, but got plenty of bread in there by the look of it.
That's $12.
It's not bad, $6 for a loaf of bread, $6 for some bread rolls. Stick the money in the honesty box.
That little town, even Tip Top bread was, what was it, $7.20 for a loaf.
Elliston, and the shop at Elliston, it was $7.20 for a loaf of bread, Tip Top bread, and this is $6 for a freshly baked one. Just heading into Woolshed Cave Campground, Talia Caves. Bit of a bumpy road in at the moment, struggling to get above 20 kilometres an hour. We're sort of hoping that the cupboard doors in the caravan stay closed and it's not all over the caravan floor. But yeah, see how we go when we get in here. my head's down here. These aren't camping around here. We have just set up at Woolshed Campground, Talia Caves. First time in ages we've been able to put the awning out. It's been too windy before now. We're in site number 5. Nice little spot, a big spot this one, that's why we chose this one, a little bit more along the side. A couple of them are quite narrow here.
Very flat.
It's very flat. We're not going anywhere, especially not on that corrugated road in here, so we're going to stay hitched up and explore around here, stay the night. Yep. And what views? We're going to wander over there in a minute and have a look what all the hype's about. Just going to head down to Woolshed Cave. Few stairs. Going down there, mate. Here's some of these rock formations. Mother Nature doing its best. tub. It's a hole in the ground. It sort of makes you a bit nervous about where you're standing and where you're camping when you look at something like that. It can just happen. I'm assuming it just all caved in, but yeah, not sure. So this is around the other side of the tub. See a cave coming through underneath there into the flat rock area. Probably explains why it's so smooth there. Just at the entrance to Palubi, just take a walk down and have a look and see. It's hard to get in or easy to get in, we're not sure, we've never been here before, so thought it'd be safe enough for a walk first. It's too hot for Nala, she's gone on strike. Listen.
So it turns out there is a car park just before the entry to Palubi Beach, so we didn't have to walk so far to have a look. We decided to Eyre down because the sand where our camp was pretty soft. Lucky we did. The people coming into the camp next to us got bogged about 4 times and had to use their max tracks to get out. It doesn't take us long to Eyre down. We have 6 tire deflators, which made it very easy. Eyre and back up again took around 17 minutes, so all in all, well worthwhile.
This is our camp for the next 2 nights. How good is that? The formation of the sand now that the tide's happening now.
At low tide, it's a long way out to the edge of the water. We encountered this beautiful sunset on our first night. We managed to catch a blue swimmer crab, cooked him up, and prepared him for a gourmet entree.
So we're up to our last little bits, and it's been so much fun. And
It was a bit of a mess, that's why there's nothing in between.
look how much crab meat we got.
Here we are cleaning the solar panels on the roof. One of us has to stand at the bottom and rinse the cloth out. Our campsite at Palubi Beach, hopefully we don't get bogged out. Everybody else is still in bed asleep.
So that's the end of this video. Thanks again for watching. In the next video, we make our way across the Nullarbor to Perth. We are shocked to see diesel at $2.20 a litre. Little did we know what was coming up with the war in Iran. and we make a trip home to see the grandkids. If you enjoyed this episode, hit like, subscribe, and stay with us for the next chapter. Thanks for being part of the story. Cheers for now, Keza and Steve.